Good morning. It's an absolutely beautiful day here in Australia. Clear blue sky, slight breeze, the butterflies are getting around, the birds are chirping. How beautiful can nature be? It beats sitting in a traffic jam, thinking you're successful. Go for it. But let's have a look at the left. What are they all about, really? These things called the Greens or the left, what are they? Well, I have to consider some things about them. It would appear from all one witnesses that it is compulsory to be dishonest to be part of what is called the left. Yes, you have to learn to be dishonest, or you have to have no knowledge, or be unable to explain anything practically of any of your ideas. Because if you can explain things practically, then you cannot be part of the left. Because once you've analysed things practically, you're no longer able to agree with the initial premise of being on the left. It also appears that one needs to be a hypocrite, calling oneself a socialist, whilst using a massive amount of electricity, living high off the benefits of fossil fuel capitalism and hard work of others. Now, socialism is supposed to share the work. The left of today have nothing to do with Marxist socialists whatsoever, which involved workers working en masse in mass production. And yes, workers should get paid well. Workers should be looked after properly. But that's what not what the left are all about. The elite left are into property management and assets just as much as the elite right. Hillary Clinton is just as much into real estate as Donald Trump. But we won't mention that. We won't mention that. That's not part of something she'd like to recall. It also appears to be part of the left. The only feelings you ever consider is your own. And what your peers feel about what you say, what you do is another matter altogether. You only have to, we all feel about other people and we have to protect their feelings. Yet they don't mind being nasty and angry towards other people who disagree with them. That makes them very much a hypocrite. If you care about the feelings of one human, then you must care about the feelings of all humans, or you just talk. Meaningless talk. It also appears that to be part of the left, one must be ignorant of math, geography, history, no knowledge of science whatsoever, and be unable to explain things in plain English. That's what you have to be if you're going to explain things in plain English. You can't be part of the left, because you can explain things in plain English. It means you can explain everything what the left says is basically nonsense. And the only way to debate is attack personally anyone who disagrees. Yes, you can't actually debate things practically, pragmatically, with insight and knowledge. You attack the person personally for disagreeing with you. That's the debate of the left. It doesn't have a debate, in other words. It has no debate. It's all cover up, subterfuge, and con and spin. It has nothing. You pull the feathers off it and there's nothing there. It's an empty bird. The left is like a balloon, very thin-skinned, and you pop it and there's nothing inside whatsoever. It's gone. If you're on campus, like in Australia now, you will be declared sarcastic simply by explaining the population of China in relation to Australia and the pointlessness of stopping all coal-fired power stations in Australia. Seeing the left needs revenue for all its social promises, it is the oddest of times, and they are the oddest of intellects. They may sound clever with their political correctness, but they are not, by the way, intelligent. They are unable to connect the dots between one thing and another. They cannot connect dots between Australia's population and China's population, China's geography and Australia's geography. They can't relate that. They're two different climate zones. two different parts of the world, two different people. Chinese have got different ideas about things than Australians or Americans. They're different people with different philosophy. You can't say respect multiculturalism and then demand the Chinese all think like Australians or Americans. That goes against the idea of multiculturalism, doesn't it? If you are on the left, you have to show you do not care about the feelings of anyone outside your society. They're all fair game for attacking, mercilessly for being frank and honest about what they think. Being in the left means jealousy of knowledge and free spirit upsets those who have given that up to be part of the left. You don't have any knowledge to be on the left. You're certainly against being a free spirit, unless it's just sex you're free about. Other than that, you know, being a free spirit is very limited, and because you can't disagree with them, that means they're curtailing the free spirit of others. So you can't be into having a free spirit if you don't like other people who disagree with you and you attack them physically and violently like the left seems to do. He seems to get into violence very fast and very quickly. He seems to be very reactive. Well, that's normal for the left. All through history, when these socialist movements come along, they've always resulted in a lot of violence, a lot of deaths, millions of deaths caused in the name of socialism in Russia and China. If anyone thinks the left in the West is a great idea, needs to go and look at recent history of the 20th century and then think twice about whatever you do. If you're on the left, this is a quirky part about the left. It can promote the idea that it's alright for adults, gays and that, to go in schools and put sexual fantasies into children, but it won't allow older white men and women to go into school and say, what about the virtues of abstinence, staying away from sex until you're married or 21, so you don't get sexually transmitted diseases or psychological problems by being attacked, sodomized by a sexual predator, which is what this safe schools is about, is titillating children so they become fascinated about sex, so that when the older sexual predators, when they're coming out and get them stoned and drunk, they can sodomize them and recruit them into the little sexual boudoirs, if you like, their catamites for the older gays. And that's what this safe school is about. It doesn't make schools safer for children, it makes them a very dangerous place for children. And it shows the left does not care about the feelings of parents who don't want this, or grandparents who must be astonished that this is happening in schools. It's astonished that people in government are involved in promoting sexual fantasies for children. It's astonishing. Something's wrong when people, yes, they want power and they want to become politicians and that, but when all they do is promote dishonesty, hypocrisy, hate and envy and jealousy, and that's how their politics are run. You've got to be jealous and envious of others, create division by climate change and all this sort of things, instead of working out what we can do about that in a practical sense. Climate may be changing. What can you do about it in a practical sense? You can't stop it because of the populations in China. When you consider how the left always avoids logic, insight and knowledge, always, by attacking personally anyone with any knowledge or insight, then you have to see that the left seriously is a danger to society and needs to be dumped into the sin bin of history. And that's what we hope in the coming elections. It becomes people wake up to the fact they're a danger to society. They work for big finance, that's who they work for, and therefore they're the greatest hypocrites of them all.